Hey, how's it going? I've been doing a lot of videos with the 30th anniversary Firebird, so I figured it'd be fun to actually do some with my black WS6. It's been kind of sitting around, needs a little love. And so over the holiday break here, I thought I would work on the paint job, do a polish. So I remember I read this in Chevy's, as you can see here, I think it was the summer issue of their New Roads magazine. But they had a little article about the wireless Adams micro polisher. You can see there. So I was like, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. Looks like it'd be lightweight. It says it has, like, per battery has an hour use time, and it comes with 2 batteries. So I figured that actually might be kind of a nice thing to have versus having to use my heavier Porter cable buffer. So I wanted to do a little work on the paint, and then, because I never got around to ceramic coating the whole car. I did a video on just like the hood, and some of you even noticed in the comments that it was kind of scratched a little bit, but I just really wanted to try out the ceramic coating, see how it worked. But now I'm gonna go ahead and do a polish of the whole car, try to get a lot of the scratches out, and then I'll do ceramic coat, here in the next few weeks. So I'm gonna give this thing a try. I actually ordered it, here it is. And it's really, really lightweight. And you can see it's got multiple speeds. It's got like a lock button, and it kind of tells you battery life as well. You can up the speed all the way to 6. And the attachment that's in there now gives a little bit of oscillation. It came with another one that has a heavier weight if you want more oscillation to it, but this is the one that was on it, so I think I'll try this one first. And as I mentioned, if you want to lock it so you don't have to hold the button down the whole time, push that in, it's locked. And then you just push it to pop it back out. So that's pretty cool. I ordered a few different types of pads here. I'll show you in a minute to go with. Here's what I got. I don't think I'm gonna need this. Maybe in a few spots, the Ultra Cut, but most likely the majority of the car will start with this, which is a level 6 out of 12 using Meguiar's, and then we'll go over everything again with the Ultra Finishing Polish, which is like a 4 level on the cut. Here's some of the other accessories that come with the Adam polisher. The charger, obviously, you get an extra battery, and then it comes with these polisher head attachments. If I can get this open here. So it looks like you got something you can use to clean. It's probably, I wouldn't say it's soft, but yeah, I don't know if this would be to clean certain types of wheels, but I mean, I feel like you would scratch some stuff up, so. But in any case, you could use that for some type of cleaning. Here's the heavier counterweight to get more oscillation on the buffer, and just some other different attachments, I guess, if you have some other things you want to hook into it. And then this is just perfect circle, so no counterweight on this one here. And then obviously it comes with the little wrenches to do your different attachments. So I got a couple different pads I'm gonna use. Here's just a regular one, just a small, like a 3-inch pad, I guess, 3.5 inch. And then I got a couple of these, that's what I have on it now. I was gonna start out with this. And then here's a bigger one, which I don't know if this will work that well with the small Velcro attachments that's on it now. I might need to get a different head on the buffer. It's a little bit bigger. First, let's have just a look at the car here. So I washed it. I have well water and a water softener, so it's a little bit, it's got some dissolved solids in it. But so whenever I do wash my car, I get these streaks and stuff like that, which is kind of annoying. But so what we're gonna do, I've got some distilled water here, and then I think I showed this in another video, but this pad, it's like they call it like a clay bar pad, but we'll get this wet, you know, with the distilled water and just go over the car with it, and make sure, you know, any kind of like fine debris or anything like that, it's all totally off the car before we polish it. Should get all these like nasty streaks out too, the harder water. So we'll make sure it's the surface is prepped and ready to go before we polish it. But you can see here, you know, there's some swirl marks. I keep this car covered a lot, and so I think on windy days, even the car cover gets scratched up. So we can find some of the bigger scratches. There's some scratches there. Just a lot of the swirl marks. Even in the spoiler here. So hopefully we can get a lot of that out, get it looking really nice. So a few more things before we get started here. I hate when wax gets like on the plastic pieces and things like that, the trim and whatnot. So I try to cover that all up because it's just hard to get off. And I cleaned it and ceramic coated it not too long ago, so I want to keep that looking nice. And so yeah, just any areas that you don't want to get wax on, cover that up, because you get residual spray when the thing's spinning around. And then obviously I took my other car out of the garage here, so I got plenty of space. It's not going to hit another car. And then I also like to keep just a spray bottle of distilled water. So, you know, even though you're going to wet the pad before you get started, before you put the wax on it, wet it a little bit. It's just good to keep the surface wet. It helps the wax work better. And I just think it makes the job a lot easier. So keep a bottle with you. Get my wax here for, you know, reapplication when we need it. And I'm gonna go ahead and wet the pad, get the wax on it, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so we got the wax applied to the pad. We got this side of the front of the car sprayed down with distilled water. And I'm gonna start with 5 and go all the way to 6, but we'll start with 5 and see how that does. Something I wanted to make note of it. The nice thing about this, the size of this thing and the 3.5-inch pads, is you can fit, you know, you can really fit in some tighter spots. And with my my Porter cable, it was a lot harder to. So that actually makes it kind of nice to get into some of the tighter spots, the areas that you wouldn't normally be able to hit unless you just did it by hand. All right, so here's the first pass with the level 6 cut. It definitely, it's really hard to capture on this camera, but it definitely looks better. There's still a little bit of swirl to it. But it definitely looks a heck of a lot better. And I'll probably switch to, when I go to the ultra fine polisher. I'll probably switch to this one versus the one that I was using. I think this one will probably get out the rest of those little swirl marks that are left. But yeah, I mean, it was, I'll tell you what, it was super easy, super light. I actually enjoyed it a lot better than using my heavy Porter cable. So I think it's actually pretty cool. And I think it was saying maybe 60% battery life left after doing this section here. So while I'm wiping it down, I'm charging the battery, the other one's still fine. So I think, you know, having those two batteries just back and forth, you'll probably be fine to be able to do a whole car with it. So, all right, so this is after doing the 6-cut polish, you know, wiped it off, then a 4-cut using the different pad, and got it all buffed off, and I think it looks pretty good. You know, it's hard to get a real good view of it with this camera sometimes, but definitely way less swirls. Got a lot more pop and shine than it did before. I think it's looking really good. So I ended up switching to the heavier oscillation attachment here. I wasn't getting a lot of spinning action out of the one that was on it originally. So this one's heavier, gives me a lot more spin, and then I've just been using this regular 3.5 inch for the rest of the car, and it's been coming out really nice. All right, so it's all polished and wiped off, and I think it turned out really well. So I think using that smaller Adams polisher, the Micro SK or whatever it's called, it was a lot easier, a lot lighter. It was easier to get into the small, you know, crevices and things like that. And I think it turned out really well. All right, guys, so it's the next day. I decided I was gonna go ahead and at least ceramic coat the hood again. So I'm using the 15% alcohol distilled water solution. I sprayed it all over the hood, used microfiber, wiped it all off. Try to get some of the wax off, because you don't want to really ceramic seal the wax in there. So ceramic coated the driver's side front here with the Armor Shield 9. This side has the coat, and I haven't done this side yet. So it seems like you can kind of still see more of the swirls on the side that is not ceramic coated compared to the side that is. So yeah, I definitely think polish first, get the wax off with your alcohol distilled water mixture, and then ceramic coat it, and hopefully it should be protected then for at least a year. All right, got the whole front ceramic coated. Let's see how she looks. ceramic coat definitely brings a whole nother level of deep black to the shine. It's pretty cool.